Welcome to The Joyful Alchemist, the podcast where transformation meets inspiration. My name is Lynn Falconer, your guide on this journey of turning life's ordinary moments into extraordinary magic. Here we dive into personal growth, spiritual insights, and practical tools to help you unlock joy, purpose, and abundance. Whether you're seeking clarity, courage, or connection, this is your space to explore, evolve, and embrace the alchemy of joyful living. Let's ignite transformation, one powerful conversation at a time. February 4. The warning of the locusts. Moses stood before Pharaoh once more, his face resolute, his voice unwavering, as he delivered the message from the Lord. Pharaoh, the Lord has hardened your heart and the hearts of your servants, so that his signs may be revealed among you. These wonders will be told to your children and grandchildren, so that all may know he is the Lord. With Aaron at his side, Moses took a step forward. How long will you refuse to humble yourself before God? Release his people, so they may serve him, or tomorrow locusts will descend upon Egypt. They will blanket the land, devouring what remains after the hail, every tree, every plant. Your homes, your palaces, and every dwelling in Egypt will be filled with them. Such devastation has never been seen before. Turning on his heel, Moses left Pharaoh in silence. Pharaoh's resistance and the swarm of locusts. Pharaoh's advisers, growing desperate, pleaded with him, "How long will this man bring disaster upon us? Let the people go and serve their God. Egypt is already ruined." Summoning Moses and Aaron once more, Pharaoh begrudgingly offered a compromise. "You may go, but who will be leaving?" Moses stood firm. "We will all go, young and old, sons and daughters, along with our flocks and herds, for we must hold a festival to the Lord." Pharaoh's eyes darkened. "No, only the men may go." He signaled his guards, and Moses and Aaron were forcibly removed. At God's command, Moses stretched out his staff. A strong east wind howled through Egypt for a full day and night. By morning, locusts swarmed the land, darkening the sky. They consumed every remaining leaf, stripping the land bare. Panic-stricken, Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron. "I have sinned against your God and against you. Please forgive me just this once and ask your God to remove this plague." Moses prayed, and a mighty west wind swept the locusts into the Red Sea. Not a single one remained, but once more Pharaoh's heart hardened, and he refused to let the Israelites go. A darkness that could be felt. Without further warning, Moses raised his hand toward the heavens. A deep, impenetrable darkness descended over Egypt. For 3 days, no one could see or move from their place, but in the homes of the Israelites there was light. Pharaoh, desperate, called Moses, "Go and serve your Lord. Take your children, but leave your flocks and herds." Moses shook his head. "We must take everything, for we do not yet know what offerings the Lord will require." Pharaoh's temper flared. "Leave me. Do not appear before me again. The day you see my face, you will die." Moses met his gaze unfazed. "As you wish. I will not see your face again." The final plague foretold. As Moses left Pharaoh's palace, the Lord spoke. "One last plague will come upon Egypt. Then Pharaoh will drive you out completely. Instruct the Israelites to ask their Egyptian neighbors for silver and gold." The Egyptians, now terrified of the Israelites, granted their requests. Meanwhile, Moses declared before Pharaoh and his court, "At midnight the firstborn of Egypt will die, from Pharaoh's heir to the servant's child, even the firstborn of the livestock. A great wail will rise throughout Egypt, unlike anything before, but not a single Israelite will be harmed." With that, Moses turned and walked out, his anger burning. The institution of the Passover. The Lord gave Moses and Aaron instructions. "This month will be the beginning of your year. On the 10th day, each family must take a lamb without blemish, a male, 1 year old, Keep it until the 14th day, then slaughter it at twilight. Take its blood and paint it on the doorposts and lintel of each house where the lamb is eaten. Roast the meat and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not leave any until morning. Eat in haste, dressed for travel, for this is the Lord's Passover. That night I will strike down the firstborn in Egypt, but when I see the blood on your doors, I will pass over you, sparing your household. At midnight a cry pierced through Egypt. Every firstborn from Pharaoh's son to the lowest servant lay dead. Pharaoh, shaken, called for Moses and Aaron. Go, take your people, your flocks, your herds, leave us, and bless me also. The Exodus begins. The Egyptians, in terror, urged the Israelites to leave immediately. Hastily the Israelites took their dough before it could rise, packing their belongings. As the Lord had commanded, they collected silver, gold, and garments from the Egyptians, plundering their former oppressors. That night 600,000 Israelite men, along with their families and a mixed multitude, set out from Ramesses to Succoth. They baked unleavened bread, for there was no time to let the dough rise. For 430 years they had been in Egypt. Now, on this very day, the Lord had led them out by his mighty hand. This night shall be remembered for generations, the Lord declared. It is a night to honor the Lord. The Passover would be observed forever, a sign of the Lord's salvation. And so the Israelites departed, never to be enslaved in Egypt again. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Joyful Alchemist, where transformation and joy collide. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a moment of magic. Keep shining, keep growing, and remember, you have the power to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Until next time, stay joyful and keep alchemizing your dreams into reality.